And welcome back to Music Free Static. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And as I get older, I think of all the people I lost along the way. Maybe a career as a tour guide wasn't such a good idea. Okay. Now, that is the stupidest thing ever, right? This is a this was a joke. I've got a bot in my channel when I stream over at Music Free Gaming that will pull random dad jokes. That was one that popped up the other day, and that one I find particularly fun. But I love dad jokes. I love wordplay. I love puns. Right? It's and I want to say it's weird. I don't know that it actually is, but I do enjoy that stuff. Right? And there's always a question: how do you know a joke is a dad joke when it becomes apparent? Right? Right? Stupid. Right? But I love the way words work, and I love sometimes those double entendres and the weird meanings and just puns in general. Now, Ken Knapsack of the Four Center podcast, he's a stand-up comic and stuff, has stated on numerous occasions and quite aggressively sometimes, I think, that puns aren't comedy; they're a party trick. Okay, now I have all the respect in the world for Ken's Star Wars opinions, and honestly, I don't disagree with his take here on puns. Okay, now remember, Ken is a stand-up, and stand-up comics do a lot of work to build a well-crafted joke. Okay, you watch any stand-up, whether it's Ken or it's someone like Gabriel Iglesias or Bill Engvall or Jeff Dunham or Rita Rudner back in the day, or somebody I was watching the other day, Taylor Thompson, maybe. Sorry, I'm blanking on her name. Um, but there's a gift and a skill that goes into building a joke for a stand-up set. Okay, totally agree. That said, dad jokes are still fun. Puns are still fun. And you can even look at, if you want, professional comics, like Stephen Wright built an entire stand-up set. It was like an hour of basically just non sequiturs and one-liners, right? At one point, so at one point, I spilled spot remover on my dog. Now he's gone. Right? It's just these stupid little things, right? It says, I saw a bank that said 24-hour banking, but I don't have that much time. Right? Yeah, these are not your well-crafted stand-up jokes, right? But they're still fun. I love them. Not that I don't think they're the epitome of comedy. Okay, I don't. But I was thinking the other, why do I like them? Why do we as a society, quote, air quotes here, on like them? Um, right? Because they're not good in that comedy sense, I suppose, right? Heck, half the time you hear one of these jokes and your eyes roll, right? It's like, oh, come on. It's just you groan. Really? Really? It's like, I popped up a random dad joke that Riley, my bot on Music for Gaming, uh, uses. Wow, words are not. Sometimes words are funny, and sometimes they just don't work. But random dad joke. What kind of music do planets listen to? Neptunes. That's not good. Right? You know it. I know it. We all know it. But sometimes you just love those, right? Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, rarely are they fun just out of the blue. Someone comes up to you and says, I started a new business making yachts in my attic this year. The sales are going through the roof. Okay. rarely are those types of things like, oh yes, I was looking for that. That's great. But often, uh, a a pun or a joke like that comes out almost spontaneously, right, as part of a conversation or just whatever, that can be really that can be fun, right? Why? Because it's a I don't know, right? Maybe it's a shot of the unexpected. Okay, something like, you know, I get it's you look at any of these jokes, they're not fabulous, right? It's like go back to Stephen Wright from it. He had a joke. Like, there's a fine line between fishing and standing on the shore looking like an idiot. And to be fair, he's not wrong. But those types of things are just they add something. Maybe they add a spice to our day, right? And what's fun is, or maybe it's something to sort of just think about when you're thinking about things. Yeah, did I get enough thinkings in there? No, but when you start looking at what does it take to be able to drop a pun, well, you kind of need some command of the language. You need a grammar that's large enough that you can um, find the words you need that do give you that weird split, right? That weird double meaning that suddenly changes it from normal to really funny, right? Or really groan worthy. Okay, right? I was I was watching a streamer yesterday. I say the day before, and she was going through. She was playing Minecraft because this is what I watch. I watch Minecraft. Yeah, welcome to my world. And she was looking for a jungle so she could find melons to take back to her base. And I don't know. I don't know what her end goal was for the melons, but she was on a quest for melons. And she finds them. It's like, oh wow, look at all these melons, because there's this big pile of melons, as often happens in World Generation. And I dropped in the comment in chat. Whoa, nice melons. Of course, Automod threw that right away because melons are often used as a well as a way of referring to women's anatomy. Okay, and but of course she saw that, and we were laughing about, oh, there's no possible way that could be taken any other way than looking at the melons you were getting there, right? And that's part of what's fun. Not that it necessarily has to go to a dirty joke sort of way, but it's just that shot of the unexpected sometimes as it comes up through conversation, right? As an example, I was watching Pinky and the Brain when I was in high school. Pinky and the Brain was an amazing show, by the way. Just gotta say. But there was an episode where Pinky and the Brain go to the North Pole to access Santa's computer so they can control the naughty and nice list. Okay, like you do, right? It's a perfectly normal plot of a perfectly normal show about genetically engineered mice trying to take over the world, right? Makes all the sense in the world. So here's Brain. He's hacking away at the computer, and Pinky wanders in, and he's telling him about stuff going on. He says, well, the elves are throwing a party at Donner's house. And Brain responds, no, Pinky, I don't think we want to join the Donner party. And my dad fell out of his chair. Right? Now, for those of you who lack the historical context, the Donner party was a group of pioneers of some sort, if I recall. I forgot. I think that's what they were, settlers crossing the Rocky Mountains. They got stuck in the snow and survived by cannibalism. Okay. They decided that some of their members had good taste, and they ate them. I was going somewhere with that joke. It didn't work. Sorry. This is what's fun about dad jokes is even when they don't work, sometimes you just laugh at how bad the groans are, right? Sometimes, like, does your eyes roll back far enough that you can actually see your brain, right? Those, right? Those types of things. It's that now that it was an example of a good full joke and setup, and let's drop this pun on you. Or, yeah, I guess pun-ish, but and sometimes puns are punishing. Yes, that is true. That is very true. That's just how life works, right? And I I don't. I said I'm struggling here because it's hard to put into words. Why do I really like these things? And yes, is this an excuse just to tell dad jokes? Uh, yeah, yeah, probably. But on the other hand, it's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it, as Stephen Wright says. No, I'm just not good at this. This is why I don't do stand up. But but it's I don't know. It's weird and it's fun, but I love seeing the way language is used. I love seeing um I love the unexpected, right? And sometimes it's totally expected, right? Right? How do hens stay fit? They always exercise. Because eggs. Yeah, anytime there's a joke about chickens, it's gonna be eggs or roads, right? Absolutely. How many different ways could you use egg in a word, right? And it's is it exciting? No. No, but it's still kind of fun, right? And it's weird, right? I'll watch um Tango Tech, right, over on his streams. He's got some members of his chat that like to throw these types of jokes at him too. And again, half the fun is just how bad the joke is, right? Sometimes you're not going for this is a hilarious joke. It's like this joke is so bad, I can't believe I found it even mildly funny, right? I don't know. I don't know, but I love them though, and I know I'm rambling all over the place because I I can't really put it into words. And as I've thought about it, I've thought about it. Why do we love these? Why does my chat keep wanting to pull up dad jokes during the stream? Maybe it's because I'm boring, but also because the jokes are just sometimes really fun and really groan worthy, and that collective groan is what makes them especially exciting. I don't know. I just don't know. Again, I think as often as not, especially when they just pop up as part of a conversation, it's just that shot of the unexpected, that little zinger of fun that just breaks up the monotony of the day, perhaps. Right now, I'm going to talk about you talk about the dad jokes, right? And I was asking my wife about this the other day. Why do we like these things? Right? And her answer was because they're simple. Right? I was talking about before. There's artistry in a well-crafted comedy routine, but we don't always need or even want artistry, right? Sometimes we just want something that makes us laugh or groan, right? You know, it's like, so in real life, I went to a health fair last week and got my blood drawn, a bunch of tests, results, and stuff. And I got the results back yesterday. They sent me an email, got the results back, and I was looking through it. I said, okay, cholesterol's a little high and that type of thing. But they also told me that I had type A blood, but it was a typo. It's type O. Right. Okay. No, say stupid, right? So freaking stupid. But that was just, and but I think she's right in some ways that we're not. We can all go to a movie and look at this is an amazing drama. It's, the storytelling is phenomenal and the acting is great, and it's. But sometimes we just want to watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Sometimes we just want to watch Spaceballs, right? Not because they are tremendous films, right? No one is going to say Robin Hood Men in Tights deserves an Academy Award for Best Picture. Fully understand and agree with that. But sometimes we just want to sit down and have some goofiness. And yeah, you go through Spaceballs, and sometimes there are some great jokes, right? There's a full setup, and there's a build up, and there's the punchline, and it's great. And sometimes it's just a one-liner stupid pun. And it's fun, right? Maybe that's just it, right? To go back to Ken Napzok's thing, puns aren't comedy, they're a party trick. But they're fun. I would all agree with Ken to an extent. Again, they're not comedy unless you're Stephen Wright or dang, there was another guy who's did something similar later, and I regret that I can't remember his name. He talked about one time, because he told jokes a lot, the same type of thing, a lot of one-liners or one-line setup and a punchline, right? And I remember he had a joke. It's like, rice are great when I want to eat 1,000 of something, right? It's just these are not. Yeah, they're not real knee slappers, but they subvert expectation in a way that's like, okay, yeah, this is just fun. This is just it tickles me a little bit, and sometimes we want something simple that we don't have to dive into. We want something that we don't have to. It doesn't take 10 minutes to get to a punchline or 5 minutes to get to a punchline. Okay. Right. And I'll tell you, I gotta love those storytellers sometimes. I love stand up, right? Heck, I was just watching Bill Engvall's final show last night. Right? It's available for free with ads on YouTube. It's Bill Engvall. Here's your sign, the final show, something like that. Okay. You can find it on YouTube. But his whole thing is he's telling these stories about, part of it different aging and going through college as a senior, right, during COVID, right, a bunch of these types of things, right, and it's fun and it's hilarious. And I was watching something on Dry Bar Comedy, the Dry Bar Comedy YouTube channel, which is a great YouTube channel, by the way, for clean comedy, right? If you want comedy without profanity and mostly without, I can't say it's totally without references to sex or sexuality, but it's pretty clean, right? Again, there's no profanity. They're not getting vulgar. But they are, but it's still, it's good comedy. Okay. But I was watching this one, comic yesterday, and yeah, she has these great stories about her brother who was a Navy SEAL, right? And it's fun because, of course, the story is great, and you get joke after joke after joke as you go through this, as you build up the story, right? Gabriel Iglesias is another one who's amazing at that, okay? And also tends to work clean, mostly. Engvall does, too, for the most part. And, I like clean comedy, what can I say? Um, right. And I love that artistry that and the skill that goes into building that. But every once in a while, you just want something stupid, right? Sometimes you just want, my boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. Right? Is that a good joke? No, 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 it's not. On the other hand, I dig it. so, so yes. All of this to say, I've been rambling on for 20 minutes, and rambling is the word, okay? Because I have had a hard time sometimes expressing why I really like this stuff. But I do. And and again, I think it's just that little shot of fun, that little shot of the unexpected that really that just makes them fun. That it's just like, yep, I'm glad I have this. So let me know. Drop a comment. You can drop a comment here on whether you're watching on YouTube, on Spotify, or at musicfreegaming.com, whatever, or join the Discord and just let me know. Do you have a favorite dad joke? Do you have a pun that you love? Let me know. Share the love. Share the bad jokes. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Static signing off.